ARMY in shock. BTS Sweet Reunion melts Heart's purple heart, but Jimin's fragile state leaves fans panicked, and the world questioning the global music scene was shaken when BTS, the world's most influential boy group, appeared together again in an unexpected reunion that instantly triggered emotional chaos across social media. Fans, who had been waiting for this moment for years, were overwhelmed with tears of joy as all members stood side by side. But the excitement that filled the atmosphere did not last long. Within minutes, concern overshadowed the celebration. Jimin appeared visibly weak, his body movements fragile, and his expression clouded by exhaustion. How could the long-awaited reunion take such a dramatic turn? And why does Jimin's condition leave not only ARMY, but also the entire world questioning what is truly happening? The sight was unforgettable. In a single frame, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook stood together, smiling for the first time in months. The visual alone was enough to break the internet, but those who watched closely noticed details that changed the tone of the reunion instantly. Jimin, who has always been known for his radiant presence and unmatched stage charisma, looked pale, frail, and somewhat detached from the energy of the group. While his brothers in BTS exchanged laughter and warm gestures, Jimin struggled to keep up, his body language exposing a truth that fans were not prepared to see. Speculation erupted within seconds. Could it be exhaustion from relentless schedules, lingering health issues, or the pressure of reuniting under the eyes of millions worldwide? ARMY, whose emotions swung from pure joy to deep fear, flooded online platforms with one pressing question: is Jimin okay? The emotional roller coaster was undeniable. What was supposed to be a heartwarming comeback transformed into one of the most concerning moments in BTS history. Observers noticed that during the reunion, Jimin held onto Jungkook's arm more tightly than usual, almost as though relying on him for physical balance. Jungkook, aware of his young state, seemed protective, often glancing at him with visible concern. RM, positioned nearby, also appeared uneasy, discreetly adjusting his stance to shield Jimin from the crowd's overwhelming attention. These small but significant gestures did not escape the eyes of ARMY, who immediately sensed that something was far from normal. The irony is painful. While fans had prayed for years to see BTS together again in one place, fate delivered a bittersweet version of their wish. Happiness was real, but so was the tension, and it left everyone asking, why now? Why did the reunion, staged as a gift to ARMY, come at the very moment Jimin seemed least prepared physically? The timing raised suspicions, with many pointing out that Jimin had previously shown signs of fatigue during past appearances, yet nothing had been this visibly alarming. Cameras captured moments where Jimin attempted to maintain his bright smile, but his energy was fleeting. His shoulders slumped, his steps appeared heavier, and at one point, he seemed to sway slightly before steadying himself. These images spread like wildfire, igniting debates that quickly overshadowed the initial joy of the reunion. Fans who had been celebrating the long-awaited moment suddenly found themselves sharing messages of prayer, worry, and urgent concern. International media picked up the story almost instantly, highlighting the stark contrast between BTS's symbolic reunion and Jimin's fragile appearance. Headlines turned sharp. Joy turns to fear. BTS reunion overshadowed by Jimin's condition. The narrative was no longer about 7 men returning to the spotlight together, but about whether one of them could endure the pressures that such a reunion inevitably carried. The psychological toll on ARMY cannot be underestimated. For years, they have carried the hope of BTS reuniting, particularly after long periods of uncertainty and individual projects. Seeing their idols together again should have been the ultimate healing moment, yet instead it fractured hearts. Many fans expressed guilt for celebrating too quickly, confessing that their happiness felt misplaced once they noticed Jimin's struggle. The emotional whiplash between joy and fear was intense, leaving ARMY unsettled and searching for answers. Social media timelines became divided into two powerful emotions. On one side, clips of the members laughing together went viral, showered with comments about how much they were missed and how beautiful it was to see them united. On the other, screenshots of Jimin's weakened posture dominated discussions, with worried captions like, "This is not the Jimin we know," and "He's clearly in pain. Why is no one stopping this?" The duality of the event reflected the fragile state of being a fan in this era, celebration and panic intertwined in a single heartbeat. As the dust settled, deeper questions began to emerge. Was Jimin pressured to appear despite his condition? Did the group prioritize unity over his personal health? Was this reunion orchestrated too soon, without considering the toll it might take on the member most visibly struggling? Each unanswered question fueled speculation, amplifying the seriousness of what was unfolding before millions of eyes. The members themselves revealed little through their body language, yet those who analyzed the footage pointed out the silent codes between them. Jin's unusually serious expression, Suga's distant gaze, J-Hope's subtle gestures of encouragement toward Jimin. These moments painted a picture of brothers aware of a problem but unable to voice it publicly. To ARMY, the silence spoke louder than any words could. The emotional weight of the reunion cannot be overstated. What was supposed to be a triumphant moment of solidarity became a global reminder of the vulnerability that even the biggest stars cannot escape. Jimin's fragility overshadowed the grandeur, forcing fans to confront the uncomfortable reality that the idols they admire are human, susceptible to fatigue, stress, and physical strain. The world now watches with unease. While millions continue to replay the reunion footage, hoping to find comfort in the laughter of the group, an equal number replay Jimin's every movement, desperate to understand the depth of his condition. Was it temporary exhaustion, or a warning sign of something more serious? The absence of clarity intensifies the panic, leaving ARMY restless, torn between joy and dread. One undeniable truth remains. BTS's reunion was monumental, but Jimin's condition turned it into a historical moment for reasons no one expected. The world will not forget the image of a group standing together with unity, yet overshadowed by one member's visible weakness. And until answers surface, the questions will only grow louder. For now, ARMY continues to hold onto conflicting emotions. They cherish the sight of BTS reunited, but they also live with the haunting image of Jimin struggling to stand tall among his brothers. This paradox defines the present reality, an unforgettable reunion marked not just by love and joy, but also by fear and uncertainty. AS fans around the globe replay every second of the reunion. One thought continues to echo louder than all others. If this was the reunion we longed for, why does it hurt this much?